Deadline day is absolute chaos regardless of who you support, and that is especially true for Manchester United this year. They go into deadline day needing at least two players, maybe even more. We'll find out how that's going to go. The first of the positions that they're looking at is a central midfielder. One of the main things that you'll notice from watching Manchester United at the moment is the midfield is hilariously unbalanced. There is one reliable defensive midfielder, and that is Casemiro, and even he's getting old and not quite performing at 100%. Around him, Bruno Fernandes, Mason Mount, very, very attacking players. It's not ideal, is it? Really? Especially in the Premier League where the midfield matters so much because it's such a high-paced game, and if you control the midfield, you control the pace. The first player that the club are looking at is Ryan Gravenberch, who is currently at Bayern Munich. Now, he's not quite in favour over there. He's in the same sort of position as Marc Roca was last season, in which he's someone that clearly has a lot of quality to him, but he's not quite breaking through. He's sort of a Conor Gallagher at Chelsea kind of position. Again, he's against Leon Goretzka, Josh Kimmich, and Jamal Musiala, so it's easy to see why he's not breaking through. But the young Dutchman clearly wants more minutes, and I feel like he'd be able to handle it at Manchester United. Also contending for that position, and also in a similar spot, is Pierre-Emile Højbjerg. Højbjerg is clearly not in Ange Postecoglou's plans at the moment. Spurs are transitioning to a much more transitional and aggressive method of football, and Højbjerg doesn't quite seem to fit that so far this season, with other midfielders instead taking his position. Manchester United could really take advantage of this, whether it's permanently or on loan. He's a player that arguably you'd do better getting on loan because he's towards the older end of the spectrum looking at these names. But regardless, I think he'd really add something to that Manchester United midfield and add a little bit more structure. The third choice is Sofiane Amrabat, who has been considering a move out of Italy for a while now. The Moroccan really impressed at the World Cup. He considered a move in January to various clubs, including Leeds United, and he ended up not making a move at all. He's clearly made sounds that he wants to leave and go to Manchester United. I feel like finishing this move would be fairly simple to do. It's just about stumping up a fee and getting an agreement for a contract. Outside of midfield, there are other spots to deal with, primarily left back. Left back is, in general, not the worst spot for Manchester United. You've got Luke Shaw there, you've got Tyrell Malacia there, but they are both injured, and there is currently a child able to play that. I think it's something Fernandes, I'm not 100% sure. So Manchester United are looking at some short-term options for that spot, including someone that fans might not want to see on the list, Marc Cucurella. I think this is quite funny because he's gone to Chelsea and not done anything, and if anything, caused more harm than good. Could be a dangerous move for Manchester United to commit to. It would make Chelsea need to buy another left back, so you're sort of unsettling another opponent there. But I think a loan move until January wouldn't be too bad, although it wouldn't really add too much. Other players to consider include Serge Reguilon, who moved to La Liga from Spurs, and he's been playing quite well. He's a very attacking player. He brings a lot of fluidity to your play. Not necessarily the defensive fullback that you might want, especially if you're getting caught on the transition. You'd need a midfielder first, but he's not too bad. One player that I really don't agree with the thought of getting would be Marcos Alonso, because he moved to Barcelona and hasn't done too much. That's why they're considering getting rid of him. If there's a player in that spot for Barcelona and he's over the age of 30, maybe not the one to look at. Finally, this one's quite interesting. Leicester City are looking at offloading Luke Thomas. He's not played a single minute for the Championship club so far, but that's because he's apparently pushing for a move. Leeds United are also after him. He's a lot more defensively solid. He's not a super attacking left back, but we'll see where that ends up. Another position where I think Manchester United really need to start looking is centre forward. Now, there's not any solidly linked players in this position, but once you go beyond Rasmus Højlund, there are real problems. And if you're one injury away from having to play Marcus Rashford at centre forward or Anthony Martial, deep issues to deal with. I think deadline day for Manchester United looks incredibly busy. Admittedly, I'm filming this a few days beforehand because it's a very, very busy few days for people that report on this stuff as well. But they need to get something done fairly sharpish if they want to be sure of getting the players that they need. Anyway, Hope you enjoyed. Let me know what you think in the comments below, and did I miss anything? Like the video and subscribe. See you later.